Welcome to The Alternative Voice. This week, Aaron and Austin from The Aaron and Austin Show. Now, your host, Valerie Martens.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to The Alternative Voice. I am your host, Valerie Martens, and today I have Austin Shumate and Aaron Underwood from The Aaron and Austin Show. This is the maiden voyage of the video podcast of The Alternative Voice. And I'm really excited. These guys are helping me make my dream come true. Thank you.
That's what we do.
It's amazing.
Yeah, we say yes around here.
Yeah. And so with The Alternative Voice, many years ago, my mentor had a newsletter. And she printed it herself. She wrote the stories herself. She got the advertising. I mean, she did everything. And the newspaper or the newsletter was called The Alternative Voice. And so this is kind of my tribute to Gypsy Claire. She was an amazing woman. She mentored a lot of people. She helped a lot of people. She made some great changes in this city, period, as far as helping the homeless. And so her newsletter was about looking at things in a different way. You know, I think that we all understand that, you know, things in our world maybe not are working so right. And we need to look at things a different way. We need to remember that we're all the same.
Well, I think if we look at everything the way it's always been,
right,
we're going to get what we've always got, right?
And that's exactly. Nothing changes if nothing changes.
Yeah, that's not the way it's supposed to be, I think. You know?
Yeah, and with the internet now, we can all come together and voice our opinions together now. And
Absolutely.
And spread the word a little bit better.
And find like-minded individuals that think the same way.
Yeah, or at least find like-minded ideas. You know, you can go, oh, that makes sense. I wasn't even thinking about it that way.
Right, right. And my idea is to find those good ideas and spread them out there. You know, so the people can know, hey, I don't have to do it this way. I could do it this way.
Right.
And so it's kind of looking at things a different way. I'm bringing in elements of learning to become the best you, which is difficult for a lot of us, you know.
It is.
I've struggled a lot of years, you know. My internal voice tells me I'm dumb. My external voice tells me I'm fat. You know, I don't think about how I talk to myself. So learning to love yourself, and becoming the best you know. And when we do that, and then we realize we're all the same, I think we can make the planet a whole lot better.
Well, yeah, if that's the premise of your show, I think you got something there.
Yeah. I really think that the idea is we need to be the change that we want to see on the planet.
Mm-hmm. You have to exemplify that change. You have to be the example of it.
Yeah.
And people have to kind of come around the back end and go, man, what's your secret, man?
What's
and
the
a lot of it is
a
lot of it is just talking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people think that they're swimming all out there on their own and everybody's by themselves. Well, guess what? You're not.
It's just not that way.
It's not that way. We're all dealing with the same shit, no matter how beautiful or comfortable or fat or ugly you think somebody is. We're all going through the same shit, believe it or not.
That's right.
We all have anxiety. We all have depression.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just that way, guys.
You know, it is.
We all have imposter syndrome too. People that are successful, like, man, you start thinking like, is this real?
Is this real? Do I deserve this?
Is this really
what am I doing here?
Is this really
Those of us that live in America, we have sugar addictions.
Big time. Huge sugar, carbs, junk food.
Man, them
don't exercise.
nerds clusters.
Oh God, I love those things. Those are amazing.
Dude, those yesterday were amazing.
Thank you, Alex Boo, for hooking us up with nerds clusters. I never had that shit before. That was good.
I was driving home going, man, I wonder where she got them motherfuckers.
I won't get them. I get everywhere, man.
I discovered their strawberry Twix. Strawberry Twix.
Yeah, there's strawberry and cherry, right? There's
that
both.
sounds delicious.
Yeah. Oh my God, those strawberry ones are like.
You want to know the cheat code to fucking Twix and strawberry Twix?
Strawberry Twix,
like the chocolate Twix ones.
Yeah,
Twix.
You talk about
cookies.
Twizzlers?
That's what I thought.
No,
See,
Twix.
Twix.
Yeah, no, the cookies.
Oh damn!
Those little, and they're strawberry.
Is there peanut butter in there too? So is it like a peanut butter and jelly kind of thing?
No, they did the cookie, and then it's like a strawberry filling, and then the chocolate.
Damn, where'd you got to find that wizard?
Oh my God, you have to drive all over town to all the dollar stores.
Oh, really?
And they all sold
Dollar
out.
General.
'Cause everybody
Dollar
figured it
Generals
out.
are like the only one I found
They
about.
always have, the Dollar General's always got that like weird experimental, like.
Oh my God.
Like they got
that's-
them cinnamon twist things during the.
Walgreens too, man. Walgreens.
Oh yeah,
for
Walgreens
sure,
does
for
too.
sure.
And see, but I just want the world to be a better place. That's
So-
what I'm looking to do.
So
And
you're looking
agree.
to. So you're gonna do interviews every time on your podcast, right?
I
as
will
well?
I will do interviews. Each month I'll pick a topic, or people can let me know, hey, this is what I want to know about, or this is my problem.
That's good.
How do we put eyes on this to help solve? And then I'll bring in guests, and I'll interview guests, and we'll look at a different topic in the world each week. I've already covered like adversity and trauma. I covered.
Because how many shows are you deep in this already?
This is actually, even though it's the first video podcast, this is like show number 4.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
And
hey, man.
so-
That's awesome. If you went to video inside of 4 episodes, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah,
course,
that's great.
then again, you guys helped make that happen
Well,
for
of
me.
course.
So,
Yeah, of
but,
course.
I've covered healthy eating, moving, maybe not, I don't know. I'm not good at working out. I'm terrible at it.
No, I mean, a lot of people aren't good.
Get
at
off the
it.
damn couch, though. Move around a
Yeah,
little bit.
that's
right. Yeah, well-
let's.
You got to stay working.
I got this new watch. This is like a Samsung
Oh, yeah.
watch, right?
Does it tell you to get the fuck up?
No. Like, it was telling me that shit I was doing out at Damn Gym was considered a workout.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And-
That's
and-
my
and-
kind of workout now.
And it made me feel kind of good about it. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I'm like,
how many times have we walked?
I'm like, oh shit! I've been working out for 20 minutes. I didn't.
Wow.
That's a workout. Oh hell!
That's
All right,
my
let's go.
kind of
So-
so
workout.
we walk
there,
back and
see?
forth from the TP to the stage. I
That's
don't
what
know
I'm
how many
saying. Like,
fucking
yeah.
times.
Yeah.
And so my watch would reward me with a little bit of, you've been working out for 15
What
minutes.
is it like?
Right.
What is it like? Buzz or
Right.
something?
Yeah, little like green lettering comes off. You've been working for out for.
Does it give you a
nice.
cookie?
That'd be
It
nice.
should.
It really should.
Well, that'd be
I
kind of
mean-
productive.
Well, yeah, sort of, but still,
Get back to being fat,
the
fucker.
reward system still works
We're trying to
too.
keep you
But,
a little docile. at the
well,
same time.
you know what? That was one of the things that I discovered was it doesn't necessarily have to be exercise.
Yeah.
I
That's it. That's it. If
changed
you just
or
get up-
modified my day enough that I was doing. I got up. And I would do 10 minutes of beginner Tai Chi off of YouTube.
There you go.
And it's like, nothing to do, and do a 10-minute meditation. I lost 10 pounds the first week.
Really?
No, there you go.
Yeah. And I didn't really change my eating either. I mean, there was none of that rabbit food and broccoli food and no,
Fucking
none of that.
kale.
I mean, if you just don't
Uh-uh.
eat fast food and stay away from soda and like stay away from a shit ton of fucking carbs, you can
So
do a lot.
yeah, so I did this thing, man. There's Factor. It's like one of those delivered to your door kind of pre-made
Right,
meal
right.
meal
Oh,
plans.
nice. Yeah, I've seen you've been doing that. How's that going?
So do you like it?
They're good. Like they're
Because most
yummy.
of the ones I've had are just, whoa.
Yeah. No,
Tastes like grandma food.
These are pretty good.
Or like what grandma's getting fed at the fucking old folks home.
That's
That's
it.
it. That's it right there.
But these are pretty good, and because I know I have them at home, I ain't stopping at like the fast food.
Right?
See, that's
That's the big
good-
one.
So
That's the
that's
big
good
one.
Yeah. So,
The
I
fucking
mean,
calories in that shit are ridiculous.
Bro, and it's like it's not real food.
But it's still good though. I love fast food.
Well,
me too. I mean, it's the
And
greatest
typically-
stuff,
It's
and I'm sitting
terrible.
here
It's
eating it
terrible
going,
for you, though.
I don't know what's in this burger.
it's terrible.
typically it ain't fast. It's barely food. So what the
Yeah.
fuck?
And it's not
You
cheap
know?
anymore either.
No,
Like it
it's
used
not.
to, like you can now a hamburger anywhere is about the same no whether no
It's
matter
like
where
$10
you go.
for a meal at
Yeah.
McDonald's.
Well, it's $10
and that used
for-
to be the cheap place.
Yeah, McDonald's used to be like $3 for everything, but now it ain't like that no
They don't
more.
even have the dollar menu anymore.
Nobody does.
Yeah.
Like,
a dollar
what?
menu going to get you like.
And Dollar Tree is a $1.05 tree.
Is it?
Yeah,
They don't
$1.05
want-
or $1.25.
Well,
yeah.
as of all the inflation, I think they've went up the least. 5 cents is pretty good.
Yeah,
right.
5
Yeah.
cents ain't that
on,
fucking
on,
bad.
on the scale. Yeah.
Right. Well, I tell you, so that's basically what the alternative voice is going to be about. This episode, I really want to focus on something that I think is important in this city and in our culture because it's a new medium now, is podcasting.
Word.
Yep.
So
Hey,
you
we're
got-
even inventing new shit in podcasting every
Right.
week over here,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
that's
We're
you
trying.
know,
We
and
trying our hardest.
I think it's changed the way we get our information now.
Yes, it does. There's no gatekeepers now. You can't keep us out now. I don't care about your fucking who owns your fucking radio station and all that shit. Now we can film it ourselves, baby.
Bypass
That's right.
it. Yeah.
Bypass the whole
Bypass your
thing.
fucking gatekeepers,
And
baby.
you can get it though too in a shorter amount of time. You know, you don't have
and you don't have to wait for. Okay, so you I love that we're having this topic because this is a topic I'm gay on, like you would not believe. But the fact that you don't got to wait for 7 o'clock news to roll around.
Right.
Like my podcast is there whenever you feel like digesting it. It's there for you.
Yep.
Exactly.
On your way to work, you can dial that shit in.
And if you find my podcast tomorrow, guess what? You ain't got to worry about what I say. Here's 70 weeks of shit you can look up if you feel like listening to it all. There it is. Or if you just want to join now and start listening from now
forward,
on.
yeah.
Who the fuck cares, man? That's what's
Absolutely.
great about podcasting. It's such an open market for us to just do whatever we want.
Well, and I think we can put out more information, you know, instead of being controlled by, you know, you can't, hey guys, you know, you can't be telling people that if they put a Tesla rod in their garden, it's going to grow 10 times faster and everything's going to be bigger and they're going to have more food. Don't tell them that. Just talk about the garden.
Yeah, don't tell them that you can actually collect rainwater. It's not illegal.
Right.
In some states it is actually, but I mean, believe it or not, in Wichita,
I don't follow laws like that, man.
Yeah, I can't collect a
Natural
rainwater.
law,
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You give me a bullshit law, I'm gonna give you the finger, man. You got this.
Yourself. And that's what podcasting gets to bypass, like your agendas. Mm-hmm. Like you're gonna have a little bit of an agenda of the host or whoever runs the show or produces it a little bit, but it's theirs. It's their own thought.
Right. And then that's up to the listener.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
I
we don't
align
expect
with
you to
this.
like every show. We do,
Right.
you know, but you know, stick around. You might like next week's show.
Right.
You know,
So what made you guys decide to get into podcasting?
Oh man, I'll tell you straight up. Like, I see a huge void in promotion in arts and entertainment here in Wichita.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's not like, if you want to find out who's playing next week at a club, where do you go?
Yeah, lucky maybe
What's up with
Facebook.
If
Wichita by EB now.
Wichita by EB,
Wichita
big
by
shout out.
EB.
Yeah. He's starting to pick up some of that because he's seeing the same void.
Yep.
Right,
You know,
right.
if you want to know who some of these bands are, like I feel like that's where we're at. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
This is the great con that I used to convince Aaron to help me do a podcast. I was like, we need to do this promotion, baby. I was like, it's a work. I said, my line was, how often does the show come to Wichita on the day of, or it was there yesterday? And you're like, oh, fuck, that show was here?
Right.
Like it happens a lot.
Absolutely.
Like it
All the
still
time.
happens.
Yeah.
Ain't like we've solved that problem yet. I mean, there's a ton of people that didn't even realize the Damn Jam happened, and that was a fucking multi-million-dollar production.
Oh yeah, I had a lot of people that was like, "Damn Jam."
So obviously
what is
there is a
that?
promotional
that?
problem in this town. If a
There is.
multi-million-dollar production rolls through a lake that is 20
And you
minutes
didn't even
outside,
hear about it.
and you didn't even hear about it,
yeah.
with multi-million-dollar recording artists there. I mean, whether you liked them or not, they still was that big of artists there.
Right.
So I mean,
El King is
that was
huge.
That was the promotional problem, and that was my pitch to Aaron about doing this, because I've been wanting to be on the radio since I was a kid. So I've always wanted to talk on the radio. I thought you got to be able to sit on the radio, pick whatever fucking songs you wanted, say whatever the fuck you wanted to.
the great illusion.
The Great Illusion,
and
yeah.
then I got to visit I actually got to visit T95 when I was like 14 years old.
Yeah.
And I realized, and this is long after that Clear Channel Radio had already bought them. So, and I realized that everything that they play is on a fucking computer. The disc jockey doesn't have a fucking pick. None of that
There's
shit.
a program director.
Yeah, there's a
Picking out
program
some-
director.
And
They have a song list.
and they're taking your requests, and they are actually taking your requests, but they're just making tally marks and then adjusting their song list for the next week. So
Right.
like your
Yep.
requests don't really mean dick. That right there broke my fucking heart. When I realized they didn't give really I mean, they're kind of taking a tally of your requests, but they really don't give a shit.
Yeah, they're just
So
picking out.
I was like, damn. And then I realized that radio disc jockeys don't make fucking nothing. They don't make no money.
No,
not at all.
they don't.
So
really.
so I just went on and did regular jobs, and but I was always internet savvy and always
Right.
listened to internet radio and was always downloading shit off LimeWire and trying to get music and
Oh,
stuff.
I loved LimeWire.
So
that was great.
And then when
crashed a
podcasting,
bunch of my computers, man.
oh god,
me
how many like towers of computers did LimeWire and all those things and Napster
Oh,
crash?
good lord. Frostwire.
Yeah, no
all
shit.
those guys.
There's a layer in every dumpster.
What was
LimeWire.
the one with the cone, the safety cone? That was one too.
I know they was all
that was
all
my
terrible.
son's favorite,
Right.
and I'd be like, "Dude, get it off my computer right now."
Well, I remember.
And next thing I know, my computer's crashing. I was like, "Man, did you really do that right now?"
I remember downloading Smogcast and Loveline were the first like real podcasts that ever came out. Kevin Smith was doing a show, and I always followed Kevin Smith. And then there was the Loveline guy, Drew, the doctor from it.
Adam Carolla.
And Adam Carolla did an actual podcast that was way raunchier than the show that they put on television.
All day. Oh, yeah.
So
all day.
it was really good. And I was like, wow, these guys are just getting to say whatever the fuck they want. I was like, this is amazing. Then Tom Green was doing the same thing. He built his whole entire fucking house into a production studio.
Wow.
So like I was in awe of the fact that you could just do a show now.
Right.
Like you can just do a show. And this is all happening around 2008. I've been out of high school 4 years or so.
Right.
And I never got a chance to do, I did a bunch of public speaking. I've always like through sports and stuff been talked in front of people, but I never got to do what I wanted to do was what this was, just shoot the shit with people and get to know them and, have an intimate, long conversation with them. And podcasting with Joe Rogan and a few other people just started. It started gaining some ground. And in about 2015, I really wanted to do it. I bought a laptop. I bought some stuff and was starting to get a thing together. I wanted a co-host. I couldn't really find anybody that I trusted. That I knew that I could grow with, and I knew that I could. That could be the different side of the coin is what I was looking for.
Kind of
someone
the counterbalance.
Yeah, a little bit that knew some shit that I didn't know, and I knew some shit that they didn't know. That's what I was looking for.
Right.
And I was also looking for a place to do it because if you do it at your house, and you do an interview show, you're going to have a ton of people come to your house that you might not want to know where you actually fucking live.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I might want to interview you, but I might not actually want you to know where I live.
Right.
And I mean, for the most part, everybody we've had on our show, that's not the case. But the more interviews you do, and you don't want everybody in the fucking city to know where your house is.
And,
so then I was off.
Then you also open up the possibility of every time you podcast, your house becoming the party stop by to see what you're podcasting.
That's what happened at my teepee.
That's how the teepee got too, for sure.
Yeah.
So then I had a biker club, and shout out to the club. I won't even mention them because I heard that's kind of a fucking thing. But they were willing to let me do just the Austin show. They were going to fund it and everything.
Wow.
I had a friend of mine. He had a lot of money at the time. He was running a biker club, and he owned a lot of the vape shops around town. So that might give you a little clue who that was.
Okay.
But he was willing to let me do it at their little clubhouse, but the thing is, not every person that I wanted on the show is going to be that comfortable with coming to that clubhouse.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
So you're really limited, and now he's like got kind of control of my show, and he might have an agenda on who he wants me to have on.
Right.
So I just waited, man. I just fucking waited, and me and Aaron would meet at random nights at the Shamrock and be sitting there, and I was like, this is the guy. I want to do this show with. I was like, Aaron was perfect for me. I was like, he knows so much about the music industry.
Yeah.
He's funny. He lets me talk, but he's always there for me when I need him, and he tells me when to shut up when I need to shut up.
Yeah. He will too. I like that.
Like he's perfect. And I was like, we talked. We had this idea, and it built up steam for about a year. And then we finally launched, man. And I couldn't have been happier.
Well, and right around that same time, I was starting to build my studio and start feeling good with it.
Yeah, I mean, you had a space. Yeah. I mean, when we talked about it, we didn't have space at the time.
So that was a huge concern for me. Is like, how am I going to do this?
I mean, we didn't have a fucking clue.
Where is it going to be?
He didn't have the school yet. He didn't have his own studio yet. We were just really starting to hash this idea out. And I was like, dude, we could interview somebody every week. I was like, we could easily get anybody we wanted for the most part. And for the most part, that's been true.
Yeah.
And it would be a great way to help promote the music scene. And
absolutely.
And I saw his face light up. I was okay, perfect. That's what we need. Because it really has been a great motivator for the scene a little bit.
Right.
And I think it only gets better the longer we do it. I mean,
absolutely.
We're trying to break down all the barriers of all the drama and all the shit that goes around in the music.
Yeah.
All
right,
there's a lot of.
All right. So after COVID. Even before COVID, okay, everybody kind of factions off and they're doing their own thing. They want to do their own thing, and I get that, and I really appreciate that.
Right.
But what they don't understand, I think, sometimes is that I love that. I want you to do your own thing. I really do.
Right.
Me doing my thing doesn't really reflect
Yeah.
on you, okay?
Right.
But the fact that they do like go, oh shit,
Yeah.
now they're doing really well. I got to pick up my game. I love that.
Yeah.
I love
yeah.
that because
the competition.
a rising tide floats all
Yeah.
boats, man. That's how I feel.
And competitive competition that's not aggressively at each other. Either.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or-
I'm so not aggressive. I'm not
or-
trying to
or,
be
you
better
know,
than anybody.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, I want my shit to be the best that it can be.
Exactly.
And
And,
we've
to
learned-
do that, you need the best
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah,
to
we need the
challenge
best out of
you.
everybody because, like, the better your show is, the more ideas I get too, man.
Right.
That's
exactly.
true.
And use ideas from our show, man.
Best idea wins, man.
Absolutely.
Take it.
And
No doubt.
I hope our show
Yeah.
and because just like I said, there's been a ton of like Two Bears One Cave, Joe Rogan's show is really were the two. I wanted to combine that show.
Right.
Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura are two funny fucking guys that talk every week.
Yep.
Joe Rogan, whether you fucking like it or not, is probably the best interview
Oh,
in the
he is.
fucking world.
And he can get
Yeah.
absolutely anybody.
And the flip side of that coin is he can get anybody because he's the best at it. He's the
Right.
best at
Yeah.
talking to people without an agenda.
Right.
Because
And
there ain't-
he'll talk about anything. He doesn't, he
He ain't
doesn't
gonna stray away from it. I mean, he'll sit there and challenge some of his guests too.
Yeah.
I mean,
If
it
he
ain't like
thinks
you
they're
go.
hockey,
Yeah.
if
He
he
ain't
thinks
gonna
it's
Take this
hockey.
psychedelic.
Yeah, I mean, for real. I mean, and that guy's doing fucking 3 or 4 podcasts a fucking week. I mean, he's a fucking
Yeah.
monster. So I wanted to take like that funny two guy show, interviewing a person, kind of combine that. That was always kind of what I always wanted as my dream. I mean, I've got an idea for 6 other fucking podcasts, man. My brain works.
Oh
on me.
yeah, see, you already know I've got
I
at least
love
one
them.
more
I
cooking in
love
my
them.
brain right now.
So-
Yeah, and that's why in this space, I'm just kind of trying to leave everything like, well,
Yeah.
show me.
Yeah, show me.
this
Show
is-
me. What do
this
you
is,
want to do? Let's
Because I
fucking
think
figure it out.
I think there's a giant market for a sports podcast. There isn't a great one. Name it. I don't know.
yeah.
Here in Wichita, a local one.
They've got
I
like
mean, you
the
could dump-
WSU wins.
I
and
could
the,
shit
the,
all over that. I could
Wind Surge.
Me and Big Will could shit all over that podcast in a minute.
The
Me and Big
Wind
Will could
Surge
do-
has one, but
Yeah.
Yeah, we could
people
in a
in
second.
Wichita
Good.
like more than WSU and the Wind Surge.
Well, and with
and-
sports, you got the plethora of everything. It goes all year round in all sports. I mean, you get fed nothing but content. It's the easiest thing to do.
Oh,
You just gotta watch a little
absolutely.
TV. So,
I don't know. I've been digging the mystery ones.
well, the big ones are the true crime and the
Yeah.
mystery ones
Yeah.
are really.
Yeah.
And I enjoy those podcasts a ton myself.
Because it's like they pick something and boy, they deep
Well,
dive
the thing
down
is,
into
the
it
thing
and
is,
the
if you're gonna do
weirdness
it-
about it. But
The thing is, if somebody's going to do a podcast like that, and I would love to help somebody produce something like that, but you're really going to have to do a ton of research into a fucking
yeah.
topic.
I know,
Like it
and
is,
that-
Yeah.
like people don't realize if you're going to do a true crime topic, and
You
some of
gotta
those
know everything
some
about
of those
it.
episodes they research for months. So like
Yeah.
they're that is not an easy. Like it would be really cool for some author or some writer to take a hold of like some of the mystique or weird murders or weird shit that's happened around Wichita and like.
Right, yeah.
Because I mean, even
we've got a
he
f-
went with Wicked Wichita with Joe. Got
Yeah,
into
that's right.
there's some cool shit that you could really do some true
oh
crime
yeah,
and shit on.
There's
I mean, that'd be
there's
cool podcast.
unsolved stuff and
Yeah.
Oh
for
man,
sure.
they had Riverside blocked off yesterday.
oh yeah.
I mean, and BTK's from here for fuck's sake.
Oh, I know,
mean,
really,
so, I
and
mean-
and the Carr brothers too.
Yeah.
that was like
Yeah.
one of
Yeah.
the most gruesome things ever, and happened right here. Actually, I think the Bender family was the first serial killers, and they were right here in Kansas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Drop my knowledge on me. I
They did a-
I don't know nothing about them.
Yeah.
They did a-
only
they did
Bender I
a,
know is
uh,
Futurama.
They did a
Yeah,
movie.
that's me too. And Futurama just relaunched.
I
New
saw that.
episodes on Hulu.
I did see
everybody.
that,
Hulu will take a sponsorship for that. Thank you. You owe me 18 cents.
Ooh, yeah, there you go.
Every episode.
They did a movie about it out at Cowtown.
Really?
Yeah, they did.
nice.
People were they were in the plains, and people come through, and they're like the only house around, and they'd stop there for a drink or help,
get some
and
get some supplies and shit and murder.
never seen again.
Damn, dude, there's just
And
some
it's
weird
like the
motherfuckers that
whole
like
family
murdering folks.
Was
Yeah, right.
in on it, and they think they were eating them and stuff. And I was
Probably.
like, oh my god, leave it to
That
Kansas.
reminds me of that fucking scene in the Book of Eli's. Anybody remember that
Oh, I
one?
love that movie. That's
Well,
like my
they're-
favorite movie.
Yeah, they're out there. There's
Oh
like
yeah, and
there's
she's
kind
doing
of a
the
scene
Deborah
that's like
Harry,
it's that two
the
old people.
couple.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
she's
it's
like
similar to that
playing,
scene, man. Fuck.
Playing Heart of Glass on the old recorder on the old.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And
dude.
she's dancing
Oh,
around.
that's
and,
some creepy shit. They're feeding
that
them,
was
they're feeding them like
creepy.
they're feeding them like human people sandwiches.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
that was
Good
something
movie,
else.
Book of Eli though. Great
That
movie.
was
That's a good
like
fucking movie.
I don't know if I've ever seen a scene like creepier and weirder than that because, they're like, at first they're like, the old couple. And
It goes downhill quick.
Oh yeah, it went right downhill when she put on Heart of Glass.
But it gets better though. As soon as you need them to help fight, though, they had shitloads of guns.
Oh yeah, that was great. I mean, you need friends like
They
that.
took them
where
off everybody they ate.
Yeah, well, dude, I mean, as soon
Right?
as you fucked with them two old people, they was opening fucking chests, baby, full of guns.
Oh yeah.
Man,
Like I
movie.
said,
I want to watch that movie. I ain't seen that movie in a
I
while.
haven't watched it in a while either. That one and I got stuck on the Silent Hill movies.
Have I watched those? Or
Those
is that
are
The Hills Have Eyes?
strange.
The Hills
The
Have Eyes
Silent
are the
Hill
weird
ones.
Yeah.
It's some city burning, and they have zombie nurses and big beaked monsters. And my son turned me on to them. And the first one, I was just like, wow. And it went all the way into a trilogy, and you can't find it. I mean, if you put it up on YouTube or any of them, they want money for it still, and it's an older movie, and I'm just like, wow.
Speaking of older movies that helped me get into podcasting, you guys remember that old ass Christian Slater flick where it was like pirate radio or something like that?
Yup. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Where he like was branching into like fucking I can't remember if that's the exact name of the movie.
It was like Gleaming the Cube or something. And
I can't remember.
it was,
It's Christian Slater though, and he's a pirate radio disc jockey.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
was breaking into the signals.
Yeah, Gleaming the Cube was a skater movie. It wasn't
Yeah.
that one.
I can't remember that. Was it called Cuffs? No, that was another movie with Christian Slater. I have to look it up.
Yeah,
have to
because
look
that
that
was he was busting into the
Yeah,
signal.
he was
Right.
busting into the signal and doing his own like show. And that to me, I was like, that's what we should
Yeah.
be doing.
We
That's
could
what
do that.
should be
We could do
doing.
that.
pirate the network and
I don't think
come in
Pirate
with-
Radio. I think is the movie where they're out on the ship.
Is it?
It was like it's got Pump up the volume. Yes, that's the name
There
of
you
it.
go.
Pump up the volume. Thank you, John. Pump
That's
up the volume
awesome.
is the name of that, and that was kind of like my launch into like, I just want to be on the radio and say whatever the fuck I want. I don't know why I thought
Yeah.
that was cool as a kid, but
Right.
that's why I'm here. And I will tell anybody. And Val, I'm 39 years old. It took me till I was 38 to finally realize my podcast dream. So don't give up on that shit. Like if you got a dream to do a goofy show or
Do it.
whatever it is, I mean the Aaron and Austin show will help you out. The fucking
Absolutely.
the
Absolutely.
Slow Co Studios is here to
And
help
you guys
you.
were like spot on with everything for me. I'm so
Yeah,
like,
well, yeah, I can't because I see you and me. I see you wanting to do the same thing, but in
Right.
your own way,
Yep.
Right,
But in
right.
your own way, and
Right.
I love it. I love that.
I was blown away, to come in and this all set up and
We've been blown
right
away.
on the song and I'm just like, this is so cool.
I very much like to crush it. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Just like,
yeah.
give me an idea. Let me just fucking
Well,
slam
if you're
that
gonna do
motherfucker home.
something,
let
you
me
might as
let-
well do it at 110%.
Yeah, well, especially when you're paying us for it and you got high expectations, we want to
Right,
deliver.
right,
And
'cause,
then
you know-
we're here to deliver as much as we can. Because as far as podcasting goes, until somebody tells me different, me and Aaron have created festival podcasting. Until some other podcast comes up to me and says, "Man, I've been doing this shit since 1983." Until I hear that, me
Right.
and Aaron have created a new thing.
Oh, and
Well,
you guys are
and-
so good at it too. It's great.
So
I
we've created
watched
it-
all
and-
of it. And I
So
was
we
just like,
created a new thing.
And
thanks-
even if festival podcasting is already a thing, like we did
do-
invent it
You
in
guys
our
are nailing
minds.
it.
You know what I mean? Like we didn't follow
we didn't-
nobody doing
exactly.
that shit.
There's
Like-
this happens a ton in joke writing, and it happens a ton, I'm sure, in music writing with you guys.
Everything artistic, everything creative.
Everything
It happens.
artistic.
It happens.
art.
I guarantee even picture painting, two people
Right.
from across the world might
Yeah.
paint very similar pictures and
Yes.
never talk to each other once.
Absolutely.
So like we did create this thing out of our mind. If somebody else is doing it, good for you. I'm glad you create. But we're
You
gonna
had
take
the same idea we did.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we are loving this. So
Yeah.
we got a slight tick from ICT Festival is the
Right.
first one that was like, hey,
Yeah.
you guys be interested in doing podcasts? And we were like, fuck yeah, we couldn't fucking say yes fast enough.
Right.
And it has just blown up from there. I mean,
Right.
it has just really went from there as far
Yeah.
as us getting to just sit along stage at shows and podcasts.
Right,
And I
right.
fucking love it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a lot of fucking work, and your head almost wants to explode
I
when
know.
you're done
Today
10
I
interviews
was-
in a row. People don't realize you're sitting there shooting the shit. It acts like it's real fucking easy. It's not as easy as you
It's
think
not.
it is.
And I like spend, even though this is a monthly thing, gonna start off as a monthly thing. I spend so much time in my head thinking,
Oh,
okay,
man.
for the podcast, I could.
Yeah, you're writing all the time, man. It's a
I hear
free flow
something
writing.
and I think, oh man, that would be great for the podcast. Or I'll see something, I'm like, yeah, I could use that.
I would definitely say to you and to any podcasters, like if you have an idea, just like if you're writing, Man, write that down because they go so fickle and so quick.
Oh yeah, I know.
You'll forget a fucking idea in a second.
Yep.
But it seems like it's just always like right here. It's always
Oh,
right
it weighs.
here.
It weighs on me.
And-
Me and Aaron couldn't sleep for a fucking week leading up to the damn jam. I was like so anxious about making sure we got our
Right.
lodge out there,
And
we got
got
our this out there,
everything,
and we still forgot 100 fucking things. I mean, we
Yeah.
still fucked
Yeah,
up.
and you know what though? It was fucking
Probably 'cause we was
great,
tired.
guys. Man, I was just loving watching it. I was like, man, look at them. They're having so much fun.
And so we got parlayed into being asked back to the damn jam again. So
Right on.
we'll be back there next year. We're doing our second.
Yeah.
We're doing our second run at ICT Festival. So I will say,
Nice.
if we're getting repeats, then we're doing something right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think so.
Absolutely.
And what's the one you talked us into? Give
Oh,
us-
halfway to everywhere. We're nailing that down, but it looks really good right now.
yeah,
Right
and
on.
that actually follows. We're gonna do ICT Festival,
Right.
and then go right to Emporia the next weekend and do this.
Wow.
I think it's
Or is it
flip.
the other way around?
Yeah, I think it's flip
Okay, so
flop.
Emporia
So you guys
probably
are
first.
they're stacking up now.
Fuck a little bit.
Stacking up. Are you guys going to go back and do the Winfield one?
That's the next week.
Is it,
Well, but that's bluegrass. She's
Right.
she's talking about the small town roots that we already
The
did.
one that they did
If-
before Damn Jam, because
if-
I
if
thought that
they-
one was really a cool podcast.
of course, that one was really awesome because one, it was really beautiful enough to meet Aaron's parents for me. That
Right.
the whole,
I was
the whole-
cool. I was-
the whole
I was-
entire show was prefaced on the whole entire weekend was prefaced on me getting to meet Aaron's parents, getting more look into my
Aaron,
my
yeah.
friend here, getting to know my best friend better.
Yeah,
so
I liked it.
It
I
was
liked it
beautiful.
too.
It was a
I mean,
beautiful
getting
moment for
to
me.
see his
and
parents
we got to interview every single artist except for the last artist. Because
Bernard Allison,
the only
yeah.
reason we didn't get that one is because a goddamn monsoon came blowing through fucking Winfield. So
Dude, that was horrible.
that happened
God.
both shows, didn't it?
Dude,
Jam
we've
and-
been rained on the last two festivals we've been, but
Well,
we,
you know, it's
We
Kansas.
perspire, man. We just keep on going,
Right.
We just sit out there and take the rain and move right the fuck
So we
on.
need to figure out how to waterproof you.
We're working on it. I mean, we've really had no issues so far,
Yeah.
as far as the rain really. As far as it torpedoing a few interviews on the second day of the Jam, you just deal
Right.
with shit like that.
Right.
But
Rain is water from up above, and I take a shower every day, so it
So
doesn't
I'm not-
really bother me.
So,
You know what I mean?
And we've
if
gotta
they-
have it,
If
you
they
know?
do the Small Towns Roots Festival again, I would, of course, we'll be there.
Yeah.
I mean, his tour manager is the one who puts that on, so we'll be involved in that for
right,
sure.
Right.
So, and I want to get into, even though you got a little butthurt, I want to get into that Winfield other festival.
I'm butthurt about it, man. Just like it's.
Well, shit with one guy you don't get along with or something a little bit. Right?
No, it's not even that. It's just like when I was a kid. All right, so September 16th is my birthday,
Right.
And that seems to always
Oh,
fall
yeah.
over that
Right on
third
that-
weekend in September. So growing
right
up,
on that festival.
growing up, that was like my birthday present, man. Like I would go to bluegrass, and it was awesome.
Right.
The festival has changed in 20 fucking years. You
Has
know
it
what I
been?
mean?
That's to be a
Do you
little bit
think-
expected.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But like what I'm saying is that, like when I go there, it's not the same festival as it was.
Right. It's kind of
Well,
like
you've been
back in
around
the-
too long,
It's
man.
kind of like back in the day.
When you- I mean, that's
River
everything.
Festival,
Well,
and
it's-
today River Festival.
I think every
I would
festival
say that
goes through
too.
it.
But I think River Festival's got better in some ways too.
I do too.
I think it has in some ways, and in some ways,
Where they
it's
put it at now,
definitely-
right there by the river, right by Century 2 outside's a beautiful spot.
Man, and now it's a huge music festival. You get to see like how many days of badass bands for
Don't they
$15
do, like-
button?
Yeah,
I mean,
25.
come on,
I think
man.
they're $25 buttons now, but still,
Yeah.
They
that's
ought to
nothing.
be. Yeah.
They ought to be fucking 120.
Don't
Man,
they
that's
like,
what I'm saying,
Don't they
like-
like
People
do
bitch
it
about the-
every single day.
Okay, so
Yeah, there's always
there's
something.
something at the
okay, so
main
whiteboard for
concert.
whiteboard for next year. I already got it on the whiteboard.
All right.
Is Aaron and Austin show at Wichita Riverfest, and Aaron
Right.
and Austin show is trying to invade the Bluegrass Festival. Those
All
are
right,
those are
that's
two big
good.
festivals. I
That's
mean,
two
with you.
really good
we
goals.
almost got every fucking good festival around here. And granted, if Damn Jam would have done the numbers they expected, then they might do next year. We're already at the biggest festival
That's
in
right.
town. So
Right.
right.
Did you guys hit your
Whiteboard.
500? Huh? Did you guys hit your 500?
oh yeah, we blazed past it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think we went from entering the Damn Jam at like 479. We were like 20 away from 500, and we left there with like almost a 520.
Oh, that's great.
So the stickers were worth our money.
Yeah.
For the most part. I hope we
Absolutely.
didn't litter
Yeah.
Lake Afton too much with stickers. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Lake Afton.
Sorry, Lake Afton. If people's stickers ended up not on stickable places, I'm sorry about that.
Man, so I heard about one where it was like the Aaron and Austin show sticker over the like thank you for not or no smoking, please.
Oh no!
Is what it said, right? So they put the Aaron Austin show over the no. So it said Aaron Austin show, smoking, please.
Well,
and that's our kind of fans. That's our kind of shit.
Right.
That's my shit.
Right.
That's our shit.
As long as they ain't going to charge you guys to make the sign, remake the sign or
So
whatever.
in the photo dump of what came down from the Damn Jam today, I saw 3 pictures with our stickers in them.
That's awesome.
That's
fucking rad.
awesome. That is absolutely awesome. I don't know if it's just because now, coming to Slow Coast, if I'm noticing him, but all of a sudden I'm like, there's an Aaron and Austin sticker. There's an Aaron and Austin
and we
sticker.
haven't had them long.
They're like popping up though, and it's like,
we want them to be everywhere. We want these 2 beautiful faces just all up in these shit.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We gonna sit stage side at your festivals, talk to all your artists, and you can even let us on stage. Look, we're comfortable with mics. We ain't scared.
And I think the QR code was a good idea on that.
Yeah.
What we need to do is take a fucking note from Alexa or Alex,
Yeah.
And our QR code needs to go to our link tree of all of our
like
shit.
one link. That's what she was saying.
Her shit. You go to one thing on her shit and it gives you everything.
Yeah, because that's a challenge is linking everything together.
Yeah, we gotta do that. We'll do that soon.
Wow.
I mean, the Aaron and Austin show still needs a fucking website. I mean, there's a ton of stuff that like. As a year-in podcasters, that we're still on behind. Like we're still behind on shit. That's what's awesome about this podcasting game is you kind of just get to do what you want.
You're just gonna get to roll on your, roll it how it goes.
And we've looked out. As far as YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and all our views and all our followers on, which we're still at a minimal. It ain't like I'm sitting here saying we got thousands of followers. We're still a year in. We're still baby in the media game.
Oh yeah.
And we've done all this without paying a single dollar to any of these platforms. So we'll say it real quietly, so they don't hear get fucked platforms. We ain't playing your boosts.
Yeah. No, not paying.
Yeah. Well, we will eventually. But
I mean,
as of right now, get fucked. You can get started as a podcast without paying for their boost. So fuck
right.
don't listen to what they say. Just work hard, do a show all the time, and you can make this shit happen.
Exactly.
And that's what she's doing. She got this locked down. I can't wait to see more shows coming out of this studio.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited, and I'm excited about that little second idea rolling around in the back of my head, and hopefully, me doing this will lead to other people going, oh, hey, well, if she can do this.
I got an idea, right?
I got an idea. I can do this,
Yeah, and
that's what I'm saying.
And I don't want there to be an age limit on this or an idea limit, guys. Guys, we're 40 fucking year old dudes.
I'm 56.
Yeah, you're 56. Fuck them. If you want to do a show, we got a platform for you. We can produce this shit for you.
Sure, because I mean, there's most 2/3 of the people in the United States listen to podcasts.
And I will say
regularly, they have their regular shows they tune into, and so that means all ages, all places, all money, all
Podcast changing the game.
Yeah, it is.
It really is, and you don't even have to fuck with us. I mean, there's Humble Greatness Studios out there for you. There's New Life Records that fucking produce podcasts.
Yeah.
Everybody's out there doing this shit.
Yeah.
And I tell you right now, if you got this talking dream, you're somewhat of an interesting person, and you have an idea. Do a podcast, man. Nothing should be holding you back.
Absolutely. Yep. But I will say from my standpoint, it started off as an idea, and then I thought, oh, I'll do this myself.
It takes a team.
Well, I mean, unless you got all the gear in the world and you know everything, then good luck.
Yeah,
but still,
well, you can't, and
I've seen people try to pioneer that shit themselves. It falls flat.
Oh man,
it's hard to do, man.
And let me tell you,
falls a little flat.
Just trying to do it myself. Okay, that didn't work. Well, now how am I going to do it? And so I hooked up with a studio, and money
takes a little bit of cash.
Takes a little bit of money.
Not a ton of money, people, but
ton.
it does. This shit ain't free.
Well, nothing worth having is
nothing worth producing.
You got to
free.
sacrifice.
But I will say that Slow Coast and us here at the Hideout right now, we really want to make it happen for anybody that was trying to do it.
And we're willing to work with you all the time, guys. We really are.
I was
more
just
important to me
that
it works for you.
And then it was just downloaded to me, and there you go, bye.
Yeah, fuck off.
And so I'm trying to figure out how to get it uploaded to Facebook and uploaded to Spotify. And I mean, I was fighting it. I was fighting it. My first episode took me 2 weeks to figure out how to get it off of my drive and onto Facebook. And I was just like, I was in tears. And that's actually when I reached out to Aaron, because, you know, he's always checking in with me to see what I got going on, because I usually have something going on. And he said, Val, anything you need, you know, I got you. And man, after that 2-week upload thing, that's when I was on the phone and I was like, Aaron, I can't, help.
It does. Like I said, when you're trying to produce a podcast, you can film it on a phone or film it on real quick. But if you want it to look like you really want it to look, it's going to take a little bit of dollars. And look, me and Aaron are sitting here. What are we in? Fucking $8,000 a piece of overhead.
Well, you know, I mean,
I'll try not to think about it.
I'm not going to think about it. Me and Aaron have, other than the sponsors that's helped us just subsequent some of the costs, me and Aaron have done nothing but throw money at this. We have done nothing but throw money at this show since day one.
And we ain't done yet.
But no,
we ain't done yet. The fucking damn jam cost me over $1,000 just to be involved in.
Right.
So,
right. It's not cheap to.
No, it's not. It's not.
I mean, you have to think about everything and have everything.
But God damn it, it's worth it.
Oh, it so is. I mean,
I
I'm
love
like
every minute of it.
I hope so. I hope it's fucking worth it, man.
Well, it's worth my time. Has it been worth yours over the year?
Yeah. I mean, I love what we're doing. I see nothing but cooler shit in the future.
Absolutely.
Me too.
Yeah.
And you know, for what you guys are going to do for me, still isn't that far over.
No.
What I was just paying to record and trying to struggle by myself. Well, now I have a team.
Yeah, now you have somebody who can at least help you, at least give you a few advice, and at least upload your shit for you.
Yeah.
And make sure that, you know, you got a somewhat of a decent intro. You got your graphic and you got all your shit.
Music and, you know, everything, all of this.
Then when you get all that and you get a little bit of structure underneath you, then your show grows in creativity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Once you get a baseline and you get somewhat of an idea what you're doing, now every week I'm not stressing about the
infrastructure.
What's the
now
content
I can get creative. Yeah. And I will tell you how that thought process works for me, because I will give you a little bit of an insight to what me and Aaron are trying to do. So me and Aaron have big bets. So I'm gonna release it on Alternative Voice. We ain't talked about this on our show.
All right.
I'll give you a little. I'll give you a little exclusive.
Little exclusive here on the Alternative Voice.
Me and Aaron's dream coming up soon is to do. We're not quite sure. We haven't talked about which order we're going to do it in, but we want to have, since we have this beautiful venue here at my man's beautiful fucking studio.
Oh yeah, this is gorgeous.
So we're going to do a live show of a podcast with a group, a band or a performer, and then either follow them down from here onto the stage as they perform.
Oh, nice.
Or we'll
that
do
would
that.
Be awesome.
Or we'll do that in the inverse way, whether they perform and then we follow them up to do a podcast.
But I want it to be like a live experience for people. You know,
so we
like,
can. And not only that, this beautiful man has put a goddamn theater in the studio downstairs.
Wow.
So not only can the people come and experience a great show with the band, they can watch the interview in the venue downstairs while we're doing it.
Oh, nice.
So that's the dream.
That's very cool.
The dream,
that is very cool.
The dream is exclusively here. We're talking about. Well, we'll put it out here on the Alternative Voice. Is for the Aaron and Austin Show presents a band / podcast live at the same time.
Oh man, that would be
so how
that'd
fucking
be awesome.
Cool. How fucking fun is that going to be?
Then not only do you get to find out, you get to meet the band,
and then we get to go jam with them. We get to go jam with them right afterwards.
And so you know,
with this man's brilliance, that fucking band can even buy the live recording from us recording it downstairs and release it if they want to. If they want to, it's up to them.
I mean, that's cool.
So
because
the options are fucking unlimited. My brain can't stop thinking because of what the tools that he helps provide and the tools that the show provides.
I want up and coming bands to realize how important an EPK is.
Right. Absolutely.
And I think that okay, so now you have clips from our interview show.
Right.
You got clips from your performance, your live performance.
Exactly.
You got recordings.
And now
that's about it. I'm going to write you a bio. We might have Daniel Scott over there take some pictures of you, and we're done.
And shit,
you got an EPK.
And in 2 years from now, we're a fucking talent agency, baby.
And when they send it out,
that's my longboard,
everything.
Dude. I got longboard grooves, baby.
They don't have to wonder, well, okay, so this is what they look like, or this is what they sound like. What do they look like, or know anything about them? They get the whole picture
whole package
of what
right
they're
there.
hiring.
And that's the EPK. That's EPK is electronic press kit.
Right.
If you don't know a band from Adam, and I send you an EPK,
it's a huge insight into what they are.
Absolutely.
You want to read a bio, you want to see some pictures, you want to have a
little
logo
video,
you can advertise.
a little bit of live performance shit.
Live performance video, you want to hear what the band sound like.
There's a lot of times you see, it's not maybe a club show, but a mid show, and they've got this band and this band, and I'm like,
I'm trying to develop that here, and we're trying to develop that over at Monica House, same way.
Nice.
Same kind of way. We have a satellite studio over at Monica House doing some very similar things.
That's Aaron Underwood and Slow Coast Studios working their ass off for you guys.
Right.
They're doing the same thing over there at Monica House where they can live record bands and they can buy their stems and produce their live music over there. So,
Man,
How
I'm
long
really
have you
trying.
been doing this, Aaron?
long time.
Long time, I know.
But I'll tell you straight up that I've been doing it by myself for a long time.
Yeah.
And then John's been helping me for the last 2 years or so.
Right.
Really?
Shit, dude, I've been around for almost 2 years now.
Time flies.
Yeah, dude, I've been around for almost 2 now.
Right.
So it's been,
I'm getting old then.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Shit starts lapsing.
But I'm only able to do so much, man, because I just don't have the physical hands. You know what I mean?
Right.
The sad thing is Aaron and I, and especially when it comes to the show, it comes to festivals, it comes to fucking doing the studio, fucking running the gate, running the door, booking the shit, promoting all this shit. We just can't fucking be everywhere.
We end up doing a lot of it on our own.
Yeah.
And
we're always looking for great, talented people that want to be involved with the Hideout, that want to be involved with our LLC, that want to be involved with our nonprofit here of what we got going on. And we're bringing them in all the time. Aaron is, I will say to Aaron, I will give you a great compliment. You always find and bring together a bunch of talented people, and I love you for that.
I really try, man.
Right.
I really try.
You do great at it.
He's,
you really do a good job
he's
of
kind
it.
of it's getting to the point he's a legend now.
Yeah,
around
he
here.
is. He is. I
You
didn't
know? I remember when he was
pick
a
him to do a
startup.
podcast by accident.
I remember when he was a startup. He was.
Shit, we all gonna start somewhere.
Back in the day,
Damn,
man.
yeah.
And,
but
and even more exclusive, the first group I want to do this Aaron and Austin show presents where it's Time and Space.
Time and space.
Time
We
and
are
Space,
gonna. I've already been in talks with them.
Badassness.
Somewhere in September we're gonna launch that show.
I think so.
Nice.
And we even have Angelo from Humble Greatness wants to do a show here. So look out for really big things coming out of the studio.
I think so. Yeah.
And I've had we get people that talk to us all the time. Some of you are serious and some of you are semi-serious. And since this is a podcast show, I will say I'll put the numbers right out there for you. If you want to do an hour show,
right?
We the first show is going to cost you double because we got to do all the graphics and all that shit. But our shows we're producing for $150 an hour. That's one camera.
Yeah.
If you got to do multiple cameras and multiple things, shit changes a little bit.
But you can get it done for that cheap. That's
get it done.
have the support.
Your first show is going to
That's
cost you somewhere around $300, but after that, you're $150 a show.
Yeah,
and we're producing that, helping you. We're putting that out for you. We're launching that on Anchor, which is a great site that if you're a podcaster and you're using it independently, you can upload on Anchor, and then Anchor dumps it on all the fucking all the shit for you.
And
so
that kind of stuff, having that in your corner, I'm finding out is priceless.
Well, you're helping me check a dream box off today too.
Right.
I wanted to, even though we're on this show helping you launch it, I wanted our studio to produce a podcast by the end of this year.
Ta-da!
So here we are. We got you launched. So we'll be back next month with your next.
We'll be back next
Facilitating
month.
our podcast is one thing, but facilitating
other people's dreams, I wanted to be involved.
Another one.
That's really the goal.
And I promise I won't be on any more of these shows. I won't be here to take over on any more.
Well, and like so, my goals from
you don't give me a mic. I'm in the background. I won't say shit.
You couldn't do that.
Well, yeah.
No way.
I'll wait outside. Maybe.
No, you'd be yelling outside the door probably.
No, I can't. I know what that sounds like when John does it, so I ain't gonna do that.
Well, I mean,
you got to give me a mic or I'll
it's
shut
amazing to be realizing this. I mean, it just started off as a little kernel, and I realized all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, I'm really doing this.
Well,
I'm really doing this.
To see the smile on your face,
right?
To see the smile on your face when we started this today is enough for me, man.
Yeah,
it made my day.
And I my goals, I want to grow. I want to go into bi-monthly, then I want to go into more often, and then branch out into the second podcast. And I want to see Slow Coast I think we ought to be the like podcast power force.
Well, yeah.
You know?
We can even work with everybody. I mean, because you got that huge podcast studio that's going out of WSU, right?
The power force comes with collaboration.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely. That's where the power comes from, is more than one.
And what I always say, if a podcaster ever asks you to do a show, we got to do a home and home. You got to let me do your show, and I'll come do your show.
All right. I'll do your
that's
show.
That's how you spread it around.
Absolutely.
Right?
I mean,
we say it all the time here is Wichita is way too flat of a place to play King of the Hill.
Yeah.
There's
You know what I mean?
There's a hill.
So if we can all collaborate,
there's like one.
Our vision can go further.
Absolutely.
The wave is bigger, and we stretch further out.
Absolutely. And we've been coming up as a art force. The ICT artists kind of have been the trend. They're coming out and they're coming out and they're coming out.
If we can get the competition out of our minds.
Into that and see that, you know what, we're all artists and let's work together. Let's do it together and let's just, show everybody what the Midwest is about.
Yeah. And that is a great sentiment there. I love that.
Right on. Well, thank you guys.
All right, well, let's call it an episode. I think we
did it. I
That was
think we
good.
did
got
it.
the first one.
We got the first one done.
All
Man,
right.
that's amazing.
The
Thank
alternative
you.
voice is here to stay. Look out for that next
Absolutely.
episode next month.
I will have an episode next month. Next month will be Laura Dungan, and she is a personal coach. She also works with wellness and healing and that kind of thing. So she'll be my guest next month. And thank you guys. Thank you for being on.
Thank you.
This is freaking amazing. So you
All right,
guys rock.
we're glad to be a part of it, part of your first video show.
Absolutely.